What's going on? We have a crazy smorgasbord of a June coming. This is going to let you know everything that's going to be happening, and we're going to give you some tips and tricks and recommendations on how to prepare for what's coming in June. First out the gate, we have the new exploration zone coming, the Nameless City, which was, which we got a peek of last December, that we knew it was coming. So this is going to be pretty neat. This is going to be a unique exploration sector, and it's going to have some nice gimmicks in there where, you can run around and you're collecting points, you're opening chests, and you're battling, and it works. It's just a great new way to play the game. That's the biggest thing with that. Great thing, and really looking forward to this. All this is coming. This part is coming literally next week, the very first week of June. In here, you'll have the 11 star as well, and these are going to come with some EX-Augments on these, so we'll get to that a bit later, but these will come with the EX-Augments on these. There's going to be 20 different possible combinations of these, so nice way to have this, and a nice way to enhance the gameplay that's already in the game with adding in some new methods and new ways to play, as we will continue to see as the game moves through its years of development that we will see in the years to come. There will always be new ways to play. Of course, we have the new card game coming as well. So it's very refreshing. It's very nice to see that the developers can and are implementing all these different types of ways to play the game. Now, on the topic of the new Nameless City and the new 11 star, the new 11 star is going to be weaker than the Wingard. They did state this within the headline, so if you already have a Wingard and it's already fixed, you have some stuff on it, no reason to really worry about it. But these new 11 stars will be more easily obtainable. They're pretty much the poor man's version for those who have not gotten a Wingard, and this will be readily obtainable. They can be tradable on the shop as well, and you will have these EX-Augments on them. So this is something to look forward to. These are going to be very nice, and if you have not really built a Wingard yet or something of the sort, these will be great options, as well as for if you're using them for other off classes. To boot with this, we have a new cap of level 90. Now, this one is pretty big for everyone because level 90 means that we get new enhanced gear, which we are getting. We are getting a new limit break boost on our gears, which means that we have 7 augment slots. Now, this is where we kind of want to detract and deter a little bit, because I need to let y'all know that this week we still have the enhancement boost going on. So where am I going with this? Make sure you are taking advantage of this week's enhancement boost to level up some fodder material for these weapons and these armors to be leveled further, because otherwise next week you will be like, oh man, costs so much, or I don't have the Messiah, so. Remember, all the stuff this week is super cheap. So take advantage of the stuff this week, so that way you will not be in a position next week where you are like struggling to level these things up. I always say, just take advantage of the campaigns that Sega gives you. I say this all the time in my videos. They hand things out to you. Take advantage of them. This is one of those instances. Take advantage of it. If you haven't done the little trick with the gold prim 60s that are in the seasonal shop, remember, and for just a quick rundown, there's gold prim 60s in the seasonal shop. These are already limit broken. You can level these to level 80. Then you have some fodder material. Remember, the costs are cut by like 75%. So you can level one to like 74, then you can level the other to like 63. You put those together, you have an 80. It's that simple. So take advantage of that. Otherwise, you will be upset next week when that time comes. So a 7th augment slot means that you will need another 7th augment to place there. This could be anything. This could be mega trial. It just depends on what your build is. It could be a mega trial. It could be a land gigas master. It can be a, it's whatever. It could be whatever your build is. Look at what your build is. Look at what augment you might need to put for a 7th slot, and try to aim towards that, right? And we also have the fighter adjustments coming. These should be pretty nice. It's going to be potency increases, some new skills, and new ways that the class is going to play. So, of course, coinciding with this is going to be a fire arcs record. So if you want to check out fire, now would be a great time to. Of course, we've had a fix of 5 Zober sitting around on our daggers. So we'll be checking it out as well. So if you want to see some of it, then we'll we'll surely be playing with it around in stream and whatnot, so feel free to drop by. And on a little lighter note, we have some creative space stuff going on here with a little Japanese theme parts that we're going to be getting, as well as one thing I did want to note is that there is a new build item where it can connect you to a different creative space. So if you have two creative spaces, you can actually place a build item that teleports you to that different creative space. This can also be used to link alliance spaces. This can be used to link your friend spaces or whatever. So this is actually a pretty neat way, a pretty new innovative way to add a new element of exploration to creative space, right? So like I said, always bringing in new ways to do things in the game, which is what I really enjoy about this game and about what the dev team does, because they really go above and out the way to add these new things, to implement unique things that you don't see in other games that are very unique to the game itself. So as always, much credit to the devs and for the continued effort to progress the game and create new and unique content. And then lastly, for this part of the update, we have a Retem based Sonic LTQ. Not really much to say there. This is a great LTQ. A lot of people love the Sonic LTQ, so this will be fun. You'll collect rings, you'll collect the emeralds, and then you'll fight the bosses at the end. So this is always a pretty fun LTQ. Like, a lot of people generally like the Sonic LTQ, so this will be fun because the last two times where they were in Alio, and where this time it's going to be a new version, and it's in the Retem, so it's going to be new. It's going to be new to us as players, so that's going to be pretty nice. Now, for the augment transfer, we have an augment transfer coming. This has been huge. We heard about this 2 months ago. Remember, I mentioned I thought it actually was going to I wouldn't have surprised me had it came this month in May. It would not have surprised me. I mentioned that before because how quick their turnarounds usually are, and so I mentioned that the month prior. And so it did not come in May, so I knew it was going to come in June for sure, because I've kind of paced how the turnarounds kind of look like. So we do have the augment system now, and it's pretty nice. It's exactly what I expected it to be, exactly what I've been saying it was going to be, and that is going to transfer all your augments. It's not just a single augment, but it will transfer all your augments. This is how the wording was as well when I first interpreted it. And it will transfer them all, but you'll need a pass to do so. These passes, from what they stated, is behind titles and behind limited time tasks. That's what they're currently behind. I'm sure they'll be expanded in the future, but currently that's what they're behind. So for any of us that are used to running for in-master cubes and stuff like that, like me myself, that's where all my in-master cubes came from, is from titles primarily. And I've done every single title task for in-master cubes. So for any of us who are familiar with that, then this will be a walk in the park. We'll be able to get these passes, won't be an issue. And then of course, for limited time task, that's self-explanatory. The limited time task, do the limited time task, and you'll get these. So use them wisely, of course, but these are a great, huge win for the game. And this is something that people definitely wanted, and it's definitely needed as we expand more augment slots, and these augments become a bit more harder to obtain versus what they were, a year and a half, 2 years ago, where it wasn't as big of an issue. But now at least we have so many augment slots and so many different ways to get these top tier augments. It is a necessary feature to be there as an option. So this is pretty nice. This is pretty huge. This will work very well for me. I'm looking forward to this. I think this is really enables everyone to kind of more readily play the game and stay current. This should work very nicely in keeping people up to date. And on topic of the ARC transfer, the EX-Augments on the new 11-star series weapon can be transferred for free.
Therefore, we decided to implement a feature to transfer only EX-Augments to resolve the issue of players not being able to enhance their equipment until they get the ideal combination. Also, the Retem series doesn't require a transfer pass for augment transfer, so it is easier to start by enhancing the Retem series first and then performing an augment transfer using the Retem series weapon when you get a stronger weapon.
So that's pretty neat. That's a great way to look at the system, to view the system, and to get yourself a nice new 11-star poor man's version weapon. So with the nice augments that you have on there. And speaking of those augments, we see that these augments are pretty nice, actually, at least from what was shown in the headline, as we see that both of these augments have 4.5% potency. see. So these augments are pretty nice, and the stats that they are on them are pretty darn nice as well. So this is very interesting. This adds a very new, interesting element to the game and a new way to really play, because putting a focus on getting, you know, these 11-star weapons from the nameless exploration and getting the potential EX mix that you want can be very beneficial. Very beneficial. So that's very neat. And so we're looking forward to that. So that's something that's very important for you to know, is that those can be transferred for free. Moving on to the second half is we have Malignant, Darkfall, Solus. It's your boy Solus. Solusy. It's your boy. Now, everyone pretty much loves Solus. So this is definitely going to be a fun fight. Of course, it should not be overly difficult because we have seen Solus before, so of course it will be new attacks, but there will be there's going to be some of the same, I guess, right? You know, like, you're going to be familiar with it to some degree. This is how MDFA was as well, and why I cleared MDFA literally the first try, cold turkey. Or maybe I'm just that good, or maybe a little bit both. but nonetheless, we're looking forward to this. It's going to be great. It's a high-level quest. It works the same way, so 5 deaths will fail it, or the time limit will fail it. So this is very nice. This is lovely. I love, you know, keep adding these high difficulty quests in here for us people who like to play high difficulty content, like so, as long as these drops that are in it are at least worth it to some degree. You know what I'm saying? But they know better now than to do like what they did when Solus first came out, and Solus literally had just like Neo's Astrons in it, and then later they added the Flugel to it, right? So then they've spoken on that you know, that they realized that. So that's why Darkfall's Dowling released with wing cards and stuff. So, and then to boot, we have a Code Geass anime collaboration. For those who have never seen Code Geass, Rebellion of Lelouch. This is a great classic anime. This is a golden era anime. So if you've never seen this anime, check it out. Very good anime. It has mechs and stuff, and a lot of good story plot, kind of like politics and stuff actually in it, but rebellion and stuff like that. So it's a really good anime, and if you're into golden era anime, which why the hell would you not be, because it's literally the best anime that there is during golden era. For those who don't know golden era is pretty much like, I guess what, like 80s to like early 2000s pretty much. So that's pretty much the golden era of anime, back when things were very original. A lot of time was being put into it. So they had lots of studios with lots of quality artists, and you know, people did start leaning on CGI yet, aka people will get lazy when people start leaning on CGI, and stories were just better and much more captivating. It was just, music was better. It was just the golden era. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. If you know anime, then you know what the freaking golden era is. Period. Anyways, Code Geass, so we're getting a collab for that. So, and then we have the support scratch, which is going to come back, which is going to have augments in it, like it did before, and it's going to have fixed presets in it, like I did before, and then some scratch count bonuses for plus 100%, and no enhancement material needed. So, be looking forward to this. It's going to be SG. So, if you want to start saving your SG, then this would be a great time to do so. So that way, by the time this comes around towards the end of the month, you'll be able to capitalize on it and get some free variations of augments that you might need or that you might want to use. And of course, always good to stack up on preset skill enhancement preservation items. That's always a good thing. Always. To finalize it, we have Giant Mutants coming. Giant Mutants is we had this in Retem before, and you have the King Captain that comes with it as well. So this will be pretty active, I imagine. This was pretty active in Retem as well, and the drops are generally pretty nice. The materials that you can get from it are generally pretty nice. So once this comes around, you'll see a lot of people out in Kavaris doing this. Pretty much you'll kill the dreads until a big boy mutant will spawn, and then you'll kill that. Then there's a possibility that a King Captain will spawn as well and give you lots of goodies. My goodies. Anyways, that about wraps it up for everything for the bulk of what we're getting in June. So the big key takeaways here, though, is what I mentioned about the enhancement stuff, and that is to make sure that you are utilizing this week's enhancement boost. Because if you do not, you will probably be upset next week and you'll be like, Spike is so expensive. Well, did you use the 2 weeks that we had where it was 75% off on everything. In fact, 2 weeks prior to that, did you use the 2 weeks we had that was 75% off on everything? No, you didn't. Oh, well, I can't help you for not taking advantage of it when it was around for 4 weeks. You feel me? So, take advantage of it, please. Level up some fodder material. That way you are not wasting Meseta for no reason when you didn't have to. Like, please. So handle that. That about wraps it up for what we have here and the recommendations that we wanted to provide. If you have any questions or any comments about anything, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about the June update. June update is going to be massive. Going to be a great time to be playing the game. I'm heavily looking forward to it. Heavily looking forward to it. You will see me out in the exploration zone heavily. Of course, I'm always usually, pugging and stuff like that. So you'll see me everywhere, as you always do. If you see me on the ship, I'm on ship 1. Feel free to say hello, say hi, whatnot. And July is a pretty nice month as well. We have the new card game coming in July. So that's going to be good. We have a new dual quest coming as well. So these next 2 months are going to be pretty nice. And as I always say, dude, the games take time to develop. And one thing I've been loved about the team is that they have always put forth the effort to constantly improve the game. They've recognized things that they've done wrong, and that happens. Like look at Final Fantasy 14, dude. Final Fantasy 14 was infamously the worst release in the history of MMORPGs. That thing tanked the whole company in 2010. Took it 14 years. 14 years to get to where it's at now. It didn't really start getting relevant till a couple of years ago. Think about that. It takes time. For those who haven't been around the MMO environment or who haven't been around this gaming environment, you don't understand. This isn't like a job interview, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for 14 years of experience from a new grad. That's what a lot of people expect. Yeah, I'm looking for 14 years of content day one release, 14 years ago. Bro, let's get realistic, bro. Anyways, NGS has a great future ahead of it. It has a great foundation ahead of it, which is why it was necessary to make the move to NGS, because the foundation on it is just very solid. It can be built upon for a long time to come. So be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you on the next one. I will see you on game. Much love. Holla. Spike content.